I apologize for this next one, because it's absolutely disgusting. I'm John Black, and this is Rude Awakening. So, I was cruising around Facebook the other day, and came across this article, and it highlights a bigger problem that I want to discuss, but let's get this part over with. Now, before I move down, there are pictures, so if you get grossed out really easily, you should stop watching this video right now, because it's gross. I'll include the link for this article in the description below, but you can see the title right here. A woman smears menstrual blood all over body to end period stigma. That's right. Soak that in for a minute. That's so gross. Ugh. So, this lady, Demetria, she wants to break down the stigma surrounding menstrual periods. However, her methods are rather unique. Tell me more, you disgusting piece of crap. Oh my gosh. So, there it is. According to the article, she saves it in cups, or in her period cup. Do this. She says, I will do this every month until people are no longer shocked by it. People are going to be shocked by this. So, let's go over this. I'm going to scroll all the way back to the top so we don't ever have to see that picture again. So I didn't have a ton of time to prepare this particular one. I wanted to do something a little less heavy because my other video I did today was fairly heavy. It's a good one though. At the end of this video I'll include that, and you can go watch that as well. But this one, this lady is fighting a stigma, or at least she claims she's fighting a stigma. I don't know what the stigma is. Okay? Other than me just about losing it over a disgusting picture of her covered in menstrual blood. That's gross. Okay? The stigma she's fighting is that people think it's gross. There are people who think that it's gross, but nobody is out fighting the other side of this fight. Okay? Nobody is out there saying, let's ban periods. Period. No one's saying that we have to make this harder on a woman than it has to be. You can ask any man out there, any man on planet Earth, and ask them, well, what do you... Well, I guess there's certain religions in certain countries you don't want to ask, but we'll go over that later. But ask any man in the United States. Ask them, do you think we should make periods harder on women? Do you think that periods are so vile and so disgusting that we need to make it as difficult as possible for a woman to go through it? Who out there is fighting that fight? No one. Nobody out there is saying, let's take away pads, let's take away tampons, let's take away the medications, let's get online and let's take down every single article that there is about how to make your period easier. Let's do that. No one is fighting that fight. Nobody. I mentioned this when I saw this article. I commented below and I said, there's no stigma. Nobody's fighting the other side of this fight. I don't even know what to call it. Well, I do. It's rock hard, crazy feminism is what it is. I said this is just shock and awe. That's all this is. And somebody else got on there and their comment was genius. They said, she's chained herself to a tree that no one's trying to knock down. Because it's true. Nobody in the US is trying to... No one is trying to ban your periods, okay? No one is trying to make your periods harder. If we could make periods easier on women, we would. That's how it is. But this is the norm with feminism. That's what I think the bigger issue here is that with not traditional feminism. Traditional feminism is good. Traditional feminism is men and women should have the same rights, gender should not be a part of that. And I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree that men and women's rights should not be decided by their genitalia. Okay? You should not take away a woman's rights. Ever. But no one is. No one is out there trying to take away women's rights in America. Now, if you go to other countries where they need feminism, where there's child brides, where there's rape that they think is just fine, where women have a 1/3 say in the court system as men, where women have to produce 4 witnesses before they can call it rape, all of those things need feminism. All of those things are bad. Okay? But here in America, women are free. Women have all the same rights as men. There is no part of the Constitution that says none of this applies to women. No male who is in Congress right now, no male who has ever ran for president, I'm sure, has said women need less rights. You can ask any man in the United States, should we take away rights from women because they're women? No! No one's going to take that other side unless they're just absolutely insane and stupid and arrogant. Ignorant, sorry. Arrogant too, I guess. The first woman to run for president was in 1872. Her name was Victoria Woodhull. She ran in a time when women were not allowed to vote. Women have been so free in America all the way back to the beginning of it that they've been able to run for president the whole time, even if they didn't have the right to vote. Men went out and fought for their right to vote. More men were fighting for women's rights to vote than women were. I know you see in the reenactments and everything, it's just women and all these men are saying no, but it was almost the opposite. A lot of women didn't want the right to vote. America is the freest that any woman has ever been. Ever. Okay? America right now, women have more rights than any women in any other country have ever had. And if you look right now in the UK, they've got more rights than women in the UK because we have freedom of speech and they don't. Once again, no one is trying to knock down this tree. No one is trying to say women should not have these rights. Women should not have the right. No one is trying to take your pads and tampons away. In fact, there are some places that give them out for free. Because we want that to be as easy on you as possible. Because we don't have to go through it. Of course we feel sympathy for you having to go through it. What kind of awful human being wouldn't? No one's trying to take away your rights. And yet we have to do things like this. And yet for some reason you see this as breaking down some kind of stigma, as fighting for some kind of women's right. Which right? Name me one right in the United States that men have that women don't. Because you won't find one. So, I'll put the link to this article in the description below if you want to read through it word for word. It's interesting to say the least. Anyway, hit subscribe, hit like, and in the comments below, I want you, I want you to tell me, I don't even know. I want you to tell me what other unique and strange ways you've seen people trying to fight for rights. It doesn't have to be just women, it could be anybody. What have people tried doing to fight for some kind of right that they believe they don't have? What insane stuff have you seen? Let me know in the comments below. Hit like, hit subscribe. You can go over to blogspot.com, Rude Awakening Articles at blogspot.com. Someday I'll get down saying that. Also, Rude Awakening Political Articles on Facebook. I just posted a new article yesterday. And we'll see you next time. This is Rude Awakening.